Hello and Merry Christmas. It's been a long time since we've done a snippet, and I wanted to just take a moment before Christmas arrives and wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And if Grandma was here, she would love to wish you Merry Christmas too. But in a way, she really is. Her spirit is here. And these pins that I have on my sweater are actually all her pins that she wore on her jacket. She was proud of them, smiled and enjoyed wearing them. And so she's kind of here wishing you Merry Christmas too. Christmas is love. So both myself and Grandma wish you a very Merry Christmas. I want to go back and just recall some of the young Christmases that I had when I was a young boy, Christmases, and I'll do that by, I've got some presents here, and there are things that I received over the years, not the same year, but just as I was a child, presents that I enjoyed, and I want to unwrap them and make a comment on them, and we'll just enjoy wrapping some presents. I remember the previous snippet a couple years ago, I told you about the first Christmas I remember at 4 years old when Mom bought me this little 10-cent rubber truck, and it was in the Depression, and I was really proud of it. And this is not the original one. Andrew found one on the internet and bought it for me, and it is the truck. So that was my first Christmas where Mom just during Depression did all she could do. But let's look at some of the things that I received over the years. One is this one here, which I really enjoyed, spent hours with, and always feel like they wrap presents at Christmas. I didn't realize I wrapped this one as well, but I did. Okay, this is Tinker Toys. I don't know any of you ever played with Tinker Toys, but more or less it would be like your blocks today that snap together. But this here is Tinker Toys, and it said it's a construction educational toy for anybody that, you know, from young to old, says ages 3 on up. Construction set. Basically what it is, it's full of things like this that I will show you. Full of many sticks, wheels, flags, whatever. And it was like you could take and put it in different positions, and you could make cars, you could make people, you could make things spin, and that was one of the favorite things that I enjoyed, just constructing things out of Tinker Toys. The other thing I remember when I was young, probably 2nd grade, this one I really enjoyed, and I asked Mom if there was any way possible that she could get this for me for Christmas, and it was, this isn't the one, it was just a little black bag, but this here represents it. It's a doctor's kit, and in the doctor's kit, it had, you know, the stethoscope that you would wear, and put that on, and I would go around, check my mom and dad's heart, take a bandage them up, tongue disperser, but here's the part in it I really liked. It was the pills, the candy pills, and I would diagnose what they needed, and I would solve it by giving them a pill, and I enjoyed that very much. I think I better just get rid of that for now. That's kind of hard. Another thing that I enjoyed very much in another year was something that would probably be outlawed today. They probably wouldn't let kids have it. It was a wood burning tool, and it said on the card it was for anybody like from 7 to 16, and what you would do, you would have a block of wood, and you could transfer on there a picture, and you would heat this iron up, and then you'd burn into the wood the picture to trace it, and you could make all kinds of pictures on your own. got pretty hot. If you gave that to a kid nowadays, the law would come after you and say you're not a very responsible parent. So, but anyway, I enjoyed the wood burning set. Another thing that I enjoyed, a little older, I think I might have been 11 or 12, and I again told Mom I would really like to have this. So we'll get to it. Here we go. Microscope. I really wanted a microscope. And when I got it, and then you would put, water on the slide, and you would look in there, and you'd see all these things swimming around that you drank this water, and you think, oh my goodness, it made you kind of not want to drink any water again. Put a little drop of blood under it and see how things were going. I put a leaf under it to see the structure of how God created the leaf, and you could just put different things. It was pretty exciting, and I enjoyed that microscope. Like I say, they all didn't come the same year, but we enjoyed them. Another one that probably would be outlawed today. In fact, I don't see kids have them. I really don't. They would probably come to the parents' house, haul them in for giving bad influence to a child. All the kids in the neighborhood had these. They enjoyed them and knew how they were responsible for them and how to handle them. Basically, what it is a pistol, a cap pistol. And you would have many times, you would have a holster, and you would have it in your holster. And you played in the neighborhood. You played cops and robbers. Probably today, if you were doing it, they'd call you a racist. You're against people or whatever. But we played cops and robbers, and bad guys got caught. Sometimes I was a robber. Sometimes I was a good guy. But it was a lot of fun. But what even made it more fun was they had caps. These caps are a round disc, and each little indentation on there has powder in it. You would insert that into the pistol, and when you pulled the cap, you'd get a pop. And we just played cops and robbers all the time and enjoyed it. A funny thing happened when I was in junior high school, 7th and 8th grade. Used to have the school desk where you'd have the desk ahead of you and a drawer underneath it, and then your seat was on the front of the previous desk behind you. And when they lowered the seat, you'd sit down to your desk. We used to like to take a couple of these caps. When the seat was raised, on these little iron slots, we'd put a little cap, and when the seat came down, the iron on the top would hit that, and we would put them there, and a girl come in, she'd put down her seat to sit down, and pop, 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 you just scare her to death. We enjoyed that, but yeah, I enjoyed that. I haven't seen a kid with a pistol around for a long, long time. One thing that I wanted really bad, really bad. I can't remember what year it was, but I wasn't 10 years old yet. I wanted, excuse me while I take this off. I wanted, let me show you what it is. This one is mine. This is mine. I didn't borrow this. It is checkers. My dad taught me to play checkers. I loved checkers. He taught me how to play checkers, and I got pretty good at it. I would challenge all the kids in the neighborhood, and the kids played checkers back then. Played a lot of checkers, and I'd play mom, play dad. Got to beat him a couple of times. Made me feel growing up. So checkers was a great thing to play, and we enjoyed them. Now, there's one thing about all these gifts. They were prepared and they were given with love. The reason why there was even much more preparation to it, I think maybe, and gifts today are meaningful, don't get me wrong, but back then, if you were going to give any of these gifts, you had to prepare months ahead to lay back a little each week so that you could buy Christmas presents in the fall, or if you found something on sale that you were working on, and hold on to it until Christmas. Because back then they didn't have credit cards. No credit cards. Maybe if somebody had one, it would be a rarity. And they had grocery stores, had jot them down stores where during the week you went to buy a pound of bologna and a loaf of bread, and you'd go to this corner little mom and pop store and they'd write you down and let you have it, but your bill came due on Fridays when you got paid, and you went and paid it off. But as far as buying gifts and then paying for them later, no, you kind of had to pay up front cash. So it was kind of a real operation of love to be prepared. And all the gifts meant so much more. And the amount of gifts were not that many then, because now you have a credit card and you can just kind of, well, I'd like to add this, I'd like to add this, and I'll include this. And it just kind of meant so much more. I think of, in these scriptures, it says that in 1 Corinthians 13:10, I think it is, or 11, says that when I became a man, I put away childish things. So I don't play with a cap gun anymore, and I don't get on the floor and play with Tinker toys and those things. But I put away childish things and moved on to adult things. And over the whole period of time, the best gift I ever got, and you can get it at any age, the best gift you ever got, is the one in John 3:16, where it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life." And so that was the greatest gift. And it's still fresh and new. These others, I don't know whatever happened to them, they're gone. I want to thank my friend Mike Burkhart, who loaned me all these from his collection. Yes, a great collection he has, and to remind me of what is happening. So I got a Christmas card this morning, believe it or not, which says on it, "He is still found by those who seek him." So basically what really life is about is wise men still seek the Lord. Wise men still seek the Lord, and he's the greatest gift that you can have, greatest gift that you can come up with. Closing with this, I just give you this thought. I know we get up in the morning, Mom said, okay, eat breakfast first, and we read the Bible story, then you could open your gifts. And many times it would come down to the wise men following the star. And when it stopped, they stopped. When it started, they started, and came to the treasure that they were seeking. God will lead you. Wise men still seek the Lord. So I hope you enjoyed opening a few treasures with me. My past makes me have memories. So they are gone, but the love that was provided by them still lingers on in my heart. And so I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, and God bless you. Seek him. Best gift you'll ever find.